The UFO topic has really been heating up lately. And if you ask me, all signs point towards something either big happening or some sort of big evidence dropping within the next couple of years. But as of right now, it seems as if most people don't really care about all of the stuff that's coming out about UFOs. Because people are tired of the talk. It's 2025. People want to see something these days. Now, personally, I think it's a big deal that these discussions are being had in the first place. I think it's a very big deal that these discussions are being had. Because to get this kind of talk about aliens, you used to have to be in a comic book shop after the newest episode of The X-Files dropped. This type of talk used to happen over campfires. This type of talk, you used to have to wait and stay up late at night to listen to Coast AM with Art Bell to hear this type of talk. But now our politicians are having these conversations right out there in the open on almost a daily basis. Any given day you could turn on the news and they're openly talking about UFOs and UAPs. In fact, Congressman Tim Burchett was just on the news talking about how he believes, because he has sources in the military who have been revealing information to him, and he says he believes that aliens, or whatever these things are, have bases in our oceans. He says that our military has been picking up weird craft on our crafts, on our sonar radars. I'm talking ships that are traveling underwater at record like speeds that we've never seen, light speed if you will. They're even saying, hey, they may be traveling through wormholes. I know it sounds wild, but this is stuff they're talking about on the news. Our congressmen are talking about this on the news. This isn't stuff that I concocted in my imagination. But they're saying our military is picking up these football field sized craft traveling at high speeds through our ocean. He revealed some other information as well. I'd rather you all hear it from him instead of me, because you might think I'm crazy if I tell you this type of stuff. But let's hear what the congressman has to say, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
This week, Tennessee lawmaker Tim Burchett sharing about an account from an admiral describing an underwater UFO as large as a football field moving at hundreds of miles per hour underwater. And Representative Burchett is joining us live on News Nation Prime now. Representative, I appreciate you making the time tonight.
Thank you, ma'am. I was just out in the field. My donkeys got out, so you're a welcome relief from all that.
There is a whole story there, but first let's talk about, tell me more about the circumstances that you talked about this week. What did the Admiral disclose to you? When was this? What exactly did he say?
It's been a while. You know, I get a lot of people who want to disclose things to me, and I'm really cautious about it because, frankly, a lot of it is just theory and things like that. When you hear firsthand accounts, and this isn't the first one that I've seen. There's been Sonar. I've talked to several different people that have said this thing, and I believe Sonar is underwater. So the way our military hides this from us is because our sonar is probably high tech. I don't know. Is more high-tech than anybody else. But the odd thing is we want to hide it from the Chinese. But you and I both know, and America knows, that probably most of the components for our double-secret sonar is probably bought from the Chinese. So they pretty much know what we got. And there's basically, I've been told there's 5 really deep-sea areas that we know more about the surface of the moon than we know about the surface of the ocean there. And you have a lot of UFO or UAP activity there. And people are sighting these things. You're having sailors, you're having different people all across the world. And the numbers seem to be higher in these areas. And that leads you to believe is something traveling light years? Is that even possible in our realm of thought? I mean, you're talking about the light from the closest stars left there before the time of Christ when we see it at night. So you have to think, well, maybe something is here, and has it been here long? And and I talk to folks in the Christian community and others that think it's part of the spiritual realm. I'm not doubting anybody's beliefs or anything. I'm not trying to rain on that. I'm just reporting what I've been told multiple times, and this is something I pulled together. So I believe there's something going on, and our government, once again, is spending tens of millions of dollars on something that they tell us does not exist. And that's
So
why
Representative, can you take us back? What exactly did this admiral tell you?
Well, the last thing he told me was they're real. He said they're real. It was just me and him talking in a doorway, actually, and he described sonar readings of something, and I believe it was described as large as a football field, and the speeds were just something that we're not even close to being able to do underwater. I wasn't thousands of miles an hour. It was in the realm of a couple of 100 miles an hour, but still, I think the closest thing we've got something that does close to 40 miles an hour, maybe, or 45, something like that. I don't know, maybe some of our secret apparatus, but anyway, and this is not the first time this has happened. Mm-hmm. And I've talked to others that have said the exact same thing. People that were on a ship or on a sub, that's something, they had weird pings, things that showed up, and they moved at such a speed that it was just not fathomable in our.
And did that admiral speak about potential alien bases underwater as well?
Well, that was another. I put all these conversations together, but that seemed to be the realm of possibility, and that he agreed that I did, that something traveling is just not in our realm of understanding. But again, I had breakfast with a former NASA engineer with a couple of folks, and one of them asked sort of a smart aleck question, sort of pointed at me, saying, well, what about all these aliens? What about these Martians Burchett's talking about? And he turned to him and said, we have uncovered things that we do not understand. They're moving at speeds that we do not understand. They're at angles, stop and go. He said, I don't know if it's a wormhole. I don't know how they are doing it, but they are doing it.
So yeah, this is some pretty wild stuff. And as I was saying earlier, I know that people are tired of the talk. But if you listen to the talk, and if you really listen to what these people are talking about, this is some mind-blowing information. And not all the information is new. We've known about a lot of this. We've had these discussions before, but it's not about the information that's being revealed necessarily. A lot of it is about who's revealing the information. You may have heard people talk about underwater alien bases, in TikTok videos and in conspiracy videos and stuff like that, but these are members of Congress. This is the U.S. government basically sitting down and slowly coming out with this information for whatever reason. I will say that in the early days of me looking into aliens and UFOs, the conversations were not where they're at now. Like now there's a whole new spiritual level that's been added into the mix. And a lot of the information that's been coming out lately kind of does lean towards maybe there's a spiritual aspect or some sort of spiritual component to this whole UAP, UFO phenomena, or whatever the hell you want to call it. But also the discussions about these creatures or whatever they are being from here instead of other planets. It used to be back in the day, you would think that, these aliens are coming from here. They're coming from this star system. They're coming from there. But now it seems to be, more popular to believe that these things were already here and that they've been here. And I'm not sure how many of you all have been keeping up, but, we got new whistleblowers coming out claiming that, the government has psychic teams and that people are able to summon these crafts through like deep meditation and stuff. So there's just a lot of weird stuff going on. And for those of us who are following it, we're kind of slowly being, we're slowly being programmed in a way to be ready for whatever in the hell is coming, because something's coming. But for the people who are tired of the talk and aren't paying attention, something's going to happen that's going to hit these people like a ton of bricks. You know, like me and you, we're paying attention. You're watching this video, so you're paying attention. I made this video, so obviously I'm paying attention. We realize that these discussions are being had openly. They're not having these discussions openly for no reason. They didn't wake up one morning and say, hey, let's talk about all of the aliens and stuff in the deepest depths of our oceans. Hey, let's talk about alien bases in the oceans. They didn't wake up and just decide to start talking about this for no reason. So it's all going to lead somewhere. I'm not here to tell anyone what to believe. All I'm telling you is that if you're going to believe anything, better believe that there's something at the end of this rainbow, okay? And it's not going to be a pot of gold. I can tell you that for sure. But for now, you let me know what you think, because we all have our own opinions. I'm sure you get tired of hearing mine sometimes, and I always look forward to hearing your opinions down in the comments below, because everyone has, a different thought process. Everyone has, different feelings about this whole UFO, UAP situation. And I always like, hearing what people have to say. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. While you're down there, though, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.